Hi, this is Dan again from CleanGuru, and today the message could either be called, I suppose, it takes more than money, or it could be called, you don't have to sugarcoat it. Let me explain why. Let me tell you, I guess, a couple quick stories. When my wife and I first got married, when Jennifer and I got married, we were young and had nothing. So, I think I really had like a guitar and maybe a couple $100. And Jennifer, of course, had a lot more. She had a couple pieces of furniture. Between the two of us, we certainly didn't have much. So Jennifer definitely did not marry me for my money. Well, why did we get together? And here we're coming up on, oh my goodness, we're coming up on 30 years of marriage. So she's hanging in there with me. And why is that? Well, I'm hoping it was because I was nice to her and treated her right. And so it was the fact that we were a part of a team and we were going to make it together. So in spite of not having much or against adversity, when you're first starting off, you get through these problems, you get through adversity because you feel like you're a part of something bigger, part of a marriage in that case. Well, here's the other story. For years I worked in a retail department store. And our job was, to help customers take out their goods, into their car. Sometimes they were heavy, and so we would help with that. And we cleaned up, we emptied the garbage. We did all kinds of things around the store to help. Sometimes the things we had to help with were kind of nasty. Someone might have had an accident in the bathroom, some kind of problem happened, so that was kind of bad. Sometimes we were in the middle of ceiling tiles and dirt and boxes all over. It was really, and then we unloaded trucks. A lot of the things we did were difficult. There was a gentleman, though, who was my boss, who was a great boss. And in fact, he always encouraged me. In fact, he eventually hired me as a manager one day. But he always encouraged me and said, Dan, you're doing great. If there's anything you ever need, you just come and see me. Well, I was so loyal to that guy. He was a great guy. Well, one day, we had to clean up this old furnace room. And no one had been back in this furnace room for a long time. So there's, probably rats running around and old boxes filled with dirt, filled with heavy metal fixtures. It was a terrible job. He did not say to me, here's this great job, Dan, would you take care of it? He said to me, Dan, there's a lousy job that's got to be taken care of. It's cleaning up that old furnace room. It's awful in there, I know it is. Could you do it? Could you see what you can do with it? Absolutely, I said. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do it because it certainly wasn't for the money. I probably was making $2.75 back 100 years ago working for him per hour. It was because I felt part of a team. I would have done anything. I really felt loyal to him and felt a part of that. So there's the story, right? To get the best out of people, it takes more than money. They work, certainly everyone wants the paycheck, but your employees, your staff, they work for more than money. So what does that tell us? Well, the lesson may be, certainly treat people right, because they're not just working for the paycheck. And then when problems come up, well, here's the other part of the story. Remember I said you don't have to sugarcoat it? Well, when you treat people right and they feel like they're part of a team, well, you don't have to sugarcoat it. When there's difficulties and challenges in your cleaning company, this problem, can you go back out and check that? I know you thought you were done for the night, but can you go do this? If you do that and you treat your people right, very often they'll feel a part of a team and they'll want to do those things because it goes above and beyond the job to feel like we're getting somewhere. They're part of a mission. They're part of something bigger than themselves, and that's a fun place to be. So you don't have to sugarcoat it. You can be honest with how tough something is, and they're still very often going to want to do it because they want to help out and they want to pitch in too. Now, these may sound like very basic things, but sometimes the basic things are sometimes the most important things to remind us of every day. So in my day and in your day, if we can remember to treat people right so that we build up this goodwill and they feel a part of a team, then we don't have to sugarcoat it when we come across adversity. Does that make sense? I hope so, and I hope it helps your cleaning company. Have a great week, and until next time, remember that you can do this. You really can.